And then miraculously tweeted from the dead.
I was wondering how he did that. I guess go through this.
It's still a mystery.
Look. This mother start coughing. He over there playing with your throat. Herman Cain from the grave.
Right. Damn.
Look at him. Herman Cain is on her ass, man. He on Miss Monroe.
He's about to talk about me. Welcome to the TMF Podcast, where we have too many feelings. I'm your host, T. Staples, and I'm joined by
the lovely and amazing Miss Monroe.
All right. Wow. And who else we got?
We got your main man, Freddie B. You know, I think Miss Monroe fell asleep when you was introducing her for a quick second. But
yeah, she had a snooze fest over there. Hey, look, for all y'all listeners, we are bringing you all these feelings from the comfort of our homes. That's right, 100% remote. So if you feel our show, show us how you feel by subscribing so you can get notified when the new episodes drop. And if you like what you hear, and send us a message. Our handles are in the description below. We'd love to hear how you feel. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about 2020. The year that seemed like it would never end. But it's over.
Dang.
We finally made it to the end, y'all.
Ooh,
did you meet your goals for this year? Or did your goals just fall straight to the wayside? And trust me, we won't judge. Because if any year it was for you not to meet them goals, this, my friends, was the year. Okay. But first, it's time for a moment I like to call the internet never lost. I can't fall off, but I did a little bit.
He died.
Yes.
He back alive.
I'm back alive. That's right. In my attempt to navigate through the endless insanity of interconnectivity that we all call the internet, especially from this year, I have to reflect just a little bit on this year of madness that we're calling 2020. I mean, geez, COVID hit in January. And it did not stop. It just kept going.
Man.
Issue after issue. It just was like, will this year ever end? From all the people who got quarantined to the presidential elections to all the people that passed and everything in between. The year just would not stop. So, for this Internet Never Lost, let's just do a little quick recap of some of this year's big events.
Well, Sir David talked there about the wildfires that have devastated parts of Australia. Hundreds are still burning.
Murder hornets, the giant orange and bluish black insects that come from Asia.
We are going to turn now to that royal bombshell.
And now to that bombshell announcement.
It is dominating the front pages across the UK this morning.
From Brexit to Mexit is the way it's being described here. Disappointed, hurt, angry, incandescent. All of those words have been used to describe the royal family's reaction here to Meghan and Harry's statement.
I mean, it was a lot of major headlines. And when we were sent home for quarantine, we didn't have nothing to do but watch TV. So, you know, and get on Netflix. And it wasn't Netflix and chill. It was Netflix and quarantine this year. And so one of the biggest things that happened this year in the whole Netflix area was this moment here.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Joe Exotic, and this is Sarge. But Carol Baskin keeps saying, I can't have these tigers.
Hey, all you cool cats and kittens. It's Carol at Big Cat Rescue.
This is my way of living, and nobody's going to tell me any otherwise.
Oh, yeah. It was crazy. Joe Exotic and Carol Baskin's, that whole series, The Tiger King, was just an amazing, polarizing piece that came out, but really kept us entertained. And when we didn't have anything to watch on Netflix, there was always an artist coming out with some music like this. Speaking of Tiger King, yikes. Do y'all remember this?
No, this beat, no. This bass is deep as hell. Like, who is that?
Oh, you remember it now, don't you? That's right. The WAP came out. You know what I'm saying? And we had a lot of polarizing songs that came out this year, which was and a lot of big songs from Billie Eilish to, Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion. And before I move on, I must say, we also honored some people this year. And the Oscars had their first Korean film to win Best Picture.
Parasite won the grand prize, the Palme d'Or at the Cannes Film Festival. It was the first Korean film to receive the award. and you were the first Korean director to win the award. I read that it got an 8-minute standing ovation for the film. Right, 8 minutes of people clapping.
And so the Oscar, it goes to
Bong Joon-ho. Parasite.
And the Oscar goes to Parasite.
Bong Joon-ho.
And the Oscar goes to Parasite.
Thank you. I will drink until next morning. Thank you.
The applause never stops, so finally I said, yeah, let's go home.
Listen, Bong Joon-ho did such a great job. Parasite went on to have 6 Oscar nominations. It won 4 of them. So congratulations to them. So we had some good stuff that happened this year. We also had some other stuff that happened that when Broadway couldn't work anymore. They decided to bring Broadway to Disney.
Hamilton will be streaming on Disney Plus on July 3rd of this year.
That's pretty cool.
For our July 4th weekend.
And there's people who watch this thing a record number of times. Some I've seen people report it as watching it every weekend since it's come out. Some people watch it 2 or 3 times a week. I don't know why he's so obsessed with Hamilton like that. I don't know, but people, this has been a polarizing piece that when they took it from Broadway and brought it to Disney Plus, it really helped lift the platform to the point where Disney Plus even stopped offering free subscriptions because they said we don't have to do it no more.
wow.
People will pay to watch us. And guess what? When people decided, that they were going to watch Hamilton, Broadway started to pay attention and say, we maybe need to put more of our stuff in the streaming platform. So hopefully we see some changes there. And when it comes to the hip hop community, though, there's a lot of big events. We talked about the WAP, that was a crazy song. There were a lot of big events with verses. The versus battles hit. We remember that. Y'all remember Teddy Riley and Babyface? That just totally flopped, right? Oh Jesus! Oh my God! I was like, why did that happen? But and let me just say, versus went on to be successful this year. So let's be, I don't want to throw all shade. They started.
They figured it out. They figured out that let's put our 2 people in the same spot.
Right, exactly. And I think the first big one was Scott Storch and Manny Fresh, right? That was the first one that really made us all go like, man, let's pay attention to this.
Mm-hmm. Was that the first one was Timbaland and Swiss, the owners started.
Right. But I'm just saying the one that made us go like, okay.
I think so, yeah.
When they
Even though Scott killed Manny.
Yeah, it was great though. It was great. And so now so hip hop did get a new product that we all could talk. It gave the radio station something to talk about. It gave us something to look forward to even when we were in our downtimes. But I think one of the largest moments that happened that we really just did not pay attention to was from one of the biggest trolls in hip hop. And that was Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Snitch 9.
Oh, I like that. Tekashi Snitch 9. I like that. So Snitch 9. And him coming home. And when he was asked about why he snitched, why did he tell, was he not living by the code on the show called Street Soldiers? Here's some words he had to say on that topic.
What was I supposed to do? Like, what would you do? So you sit here and tell me that I'm supposed to take these 47 years. If they don't kill me out in the street, what they were gonna do, what do you think happens in prison for the people who already kidnapped? If you can kidnap me as my friend in the street, what happens in prison? I'd rather take my chances with the millions that I have, hiring security, than saying, let me be this street like myth, like this facade, this complete fairy tale of a street code that doesn't exist. Let me please you and do these 47 years while you guys forget about me in the next year. And I'm comfortable in my own skin to say, you know what? Yes, I did cooperate. And I'm proud that I cooperated because you would do the same. I'm happy and I accept what I've done.
Before I play my next clip on Tekashi, because we got to talk about the hip hop for our hip hop fans out there. What do y'all feel about this?
I agree, but I also wouldn't have put myself in that position in the first place. So I kind of don't agree. Like, I'm not going down for nobody, but I also wouldn't put myself in a position where I'm doing some shit I'm not supposed to be up to in the first damn place.
That's really where I'm at. I mean, like, what he did, he, like, to hear him explain it, it's just, the thing is, he explains it in a vacuum. He doesn't say the fact that, because all his songs, Kuda, Tyler, The name of his songs were the name of like associates in the 9 Trey Bloods. And so he actually on video puts a hit out on Chief Keef, and he sends some of his compatriots that identified with the 9 Trey Bloods to go and do crimes. And he sent them. He put the word to have them go do stuff. So that's the part he leaves out, and that's the part when you look at things macro, you zoom out, look at it as a whole. It's like, that's the bogus part. It'd be different. He was in there and he was just like playing his role. His role was to get a gang money, and it'd be different. He was just doing that, and he was putting out music, being a troll, and just being extra, getting money. But no, he was actually committing crimes. And then when it all fell down, he sold everybody out and then put all the crimes that he did on them as well. And that is my problem. But yeah, I mean, I'm like, to echo what Miss Monroe said, I wouldn't even been in that situation where I even had to snitch. I'm not about to like, oh, hey, listen, 9 Trey Blood, get these blood gas. What's up, blood? What's up, blood? Treyway. You not hearing me yell out Treyway and blood and all that. Like, but Thomas and I, we talked about the documentary that's on Hulu. It's pretty well done documentary. But if you look at that, you see like from whence he came, and he was always somebody he was a clout chaser from the beginning. He would wear shirts to have like I got A's and curse words on it, just like wild stuff, just to get people talking. Just he clout chaser. Clout chasers, they don't care. They just want clout. They just want attention. He was already doing that.
Well, listen, while he was in jail, he signed a deal though. He signed a deal for $13 million. And when he got out, he had an album he put together. It was ready to go. And he feels like he was not treated fairly.
Album just came out Friday, Tattletales. I started noticing that the industry, whether it was Billboard or the DSPs, Apple Music, Spotify, will, fabricate numbers to make certain people, come out on top. They're blackballing the situation, and they're saying we're not afraid. We'll do it publicly. You know what I'm saying?
So now he's saying, well, now I'm out. I got this album, and they hold me from my numbers. Now I want to come on this microphone and just tell you guys, the man did not do bad. He flopped when it comes to an album, but when you look at all these singles that came off this album and the music videos they have on it, he getting money off of YouTube. One of the videos with Nicki Minaj got over 100 million. No, he has 2 videos with Nicki Minaj. One of them has over 300 million views. Another one has over 100 million views. So I'm like, come on, man. The album flopped, but you still get money, man. Stop complaining. You know what I'm saying? But how do y'all feel about the album side of things?
Oh, I listened to the album. The album was trash. Man, the album was trash.
Oh, so he deserved to flop then.
Oh my God, what do you mean, T Stapes? Like I get all the younger rap, because I listen to, I keep up with like the late teen, early 20s rap. I keep up with it. Playboy Cardi, Lil Uzi, Polo G. So, it's like some of it's sonically like, they might be saying some stupid stuff just to go shoot people, but sonically like, okay, it's grooving. His stuff, he ain't saying nothing. It's trash. And then one of his songs, Punani, he actually stole from a New York artist. New York artist hopped on and played his song like, oh yeah, he stole that. He straight stole that man's song. It was like a little independent artist in New York. Stole his song. Straight stole it. But the album is trash.
Okay. Well, so we're going to put Tekashi in the photo of things we leaving here in 2020 then.
Oh yeah, it's a wrap.
Please, I hope.
Well, here's what we don't want to leave in 2020 then, is we do not want to forget all of those that we lost. And we're going to talk a little bit about some of those that we lost in the episode, but the people I'm going to particularly point out is those black folks who were taken from us because of police brutality and police overuse of their force. Don't just know their names, say their names. Tamir Rice, Eric Gardner, Freddie Gray, Philando Castile, Stephen Clark, Tatiana Jefferson, Alton Sterling, Michael Brown, Daniel Perdue, Rashard Brooks, Ahmaud Arbery, Jacob Blake, Breonna Taylor, George Floyd.
Well, tonight, we're following several stunning new developments in the Breonna Taylor shooting.
Breaking news in the killing of George Floyd, who died on Memorial Day.
Show the final moments of Ahmaud Arbery just before he was shot and killed by a father and son who said they were trying to make a citizen's arrest.
Of 29-year-old Jacob Blake.
You just heard the names of black men and women who have passed over the years at the hands of police brutality. While these are some of the names that you may have seen in the news, these are not all the names. So let me remind you that there's still work to be done. But in 2021, let's find a way to hold the police accountable. Let's find a way to get equality and justice. And let's remember, while we're finding a way, that Black lives matter. Black lives matter. Black lives matter.
Today we march and we disturb the peace for all the Black people we've lost due to police brutality and racial injustice.
Let's make 2021 a better year. So, listen, what is the most notable moment of 2020 for you? And what is your goal for the new year? This has been yours truly, T Staples, and this week's edition of The Internet Never Lost. Catch you next year. Wow. Sorry, y'all. I had to go with the long winded Internet Never Lost. It was a long 2020, man. And then for me, I feel like I was still in refrain. I had so many other clips I could have added to that. But, you know, now that we're here to talk about it, what for you guys, what have been some of the goals you've had in 2020? Like, what were some of your goals? Like, Miss Monroe, you have any big goals you wanted to share with us?
Oh yeah, I had plenty. I wanted to earn a certain amount of money, which I did not do because I ended up leaving my job. Actually, though, I had a savings goal of $5,000. I did reach that, although I'm eating into it now since I quit my job. Let's say I was supposed to go. It wasn't big, but it was big for me because I hadn't traveled in a while. I was supposed to go to New York, come visit you.
Oh,
of course,
yeah.
they got shut down because it was right when y'all went on quarantine. Yeah, that was pretty much it. It was that and then getting into investing. But when me quitting my job, I'm trying to find a better investments to make with the money that I have.
Freddie B.
Man, goals, none. Throw this year away. Trash. Throw it in the garbage disposal. Like, this has been probably my worst year ever, man. Worst year ever, man.
Yeah.
This year been booty cheeks.
Yeah, it has
been. You need a shower and look juice that's in between the booty cheeks that don't nobody else want to touch.
Wow.
That's 2020.
I mean, that's deep. No pun intended. Yeah, that's deep.
That's 2020 for me, man. That's 20. Like
it's the juice. I think the juice in between the cheeks. I got that correct? Do we hear you right?
Yeah, it's that, it's like, you do that and you got a girl and then you...
Wait a minute, you got a girl with it too? Did she got to smell it? Oh, man, come on, bro.
I'm saying like if you had it and you got a girl you over there with her and you trying to get close to her.
Don't even suggest that for me.
Exactly. My point. There you go. So now you with me. So, I mean, and I think this probably, like, all jokes aside, this probably the first year I've ever, like, okay, I think I'm depressed. I think I'm depressed. I think this is what depression is. I think that's where it is.
Yeah.
I think like, it's been other years, it's like, I don't know. And then, a couple of days pass, a day pass, something, I'm good. Nigga, this year, oh my God, this has been horrible. But, like I said, I'm ending the year on a good note, though.
And you would think this year would be a year you could talk about depression and not have any weird feedback. But I didn't even talk about depression. I just mentioned the word depression. And I got feedback on my Facebook. I said, I'm coming to terms with the fact that investment obsession is my version of COVID-19 depression. And one of the first comments I got was, shouldn't be depressed if the investments are sound. Like,
what?
I was like, what? Like, that don't even make sense. Like, why is that the first? So I'm just like, all right, whatever. I don't know what's going on.
Not only that, in your statement, you said aversion.
Exactly. So, but it was a comparison too. But again, just the fact that you say the word this year was like, everybody was feeling it this year. So yeah, I feel that, Freddie B. So listen, what I want to know is then, what are some of the big areas that were covered? Some of the big highlights from the year. I want to go over to Ms. Monroe then to talk about this year in COVID. This is a big topic. You got a little bit of background in this field, and so we got to give it to you.
It's so damn much. It's so much. And you know what? I don't even feel bad at first because at first I was like, man, I don't know how I'm gonna be able to cover all of this. Like, this is a lot. And I don't even feel bad that I'm not gonna have it all. You know why? Because a lot of the sources I checked, literally their timeline stopped in July. Wikipedia, New York Times, I think it was the Washington Post I looked at too. Like a lot of people, like a lot of their sources stopped either like one of them stopped in March.
They was just tired of covering it.
They was just like, look, it's too much shit. So
too much,
I'm not even mad. I'm not even mad.
So what you're telling me is all those publications had too many feelings about COVID.
Man, they was like, you know what, we give up. It's just too much.
Way too many feelings.
So I'm gonna try my best. So all right, we had the first COVID case January 20th, the first COVID death February 6th. People started buying up a bunch of toilet paper, but not soap.
Oh yeah, I remember that Tissue-Gate. Was that Tissue-Gate?
Yeah.
Man, people
I ain't gonna lie.
I
was a culprit. I had like the big, the Charmin, the 24 pack or whatever. I had like 3 of them.
Yeah.
Why do you buy so much toilet paper?
The reason why I was just stocking up on supplies. Like all my uncles are in the military. My upbringing, a lot of my teachings as a man come from survival tactic stuff. Like, when I pack for trips, put things in plastic bags. So if your bag get wet, then your underwear, you don't want your underwear to get wet. So you always have fresh underwear. Or it's like survival tactic stuff. You're always thinking about what the thing that could happen. And if something you start to hear bubbles up in the news like that, then, you just prepare yourself. If I had been smart about the situation, I would have just went and bought some stock in Purell. That's what I should have done. Them and whoever makes soap. Anything that said Lysol, alcohol. That's what I.
Clorox.
Yeah, I should have bought stocking them.
Or you could have been like the dude in Tennessee. He went to all the right when it's hit. Oh, okay, my bad. Go ahead.
So then we had the unfair testing. Is at the point in time where most people were trying to go get testing, but they couldn't. But then you're hearing about these random celebrities talking about, oh, they took a sample off my shoulder and I got COVID on me. Like people who had actual symptoms, unless they were near death, were not being allowed to test. And then finally in March, then they finally approved widespread testing when you started seeing more of the drive-through testing. Even my job had that. Then also in March, California had the first shelter in place, which grew to a stay at home, which grew to a shutdown. And then more states started to follow suit. Then March 26th, we led the world in COVID cases. We had the most, even though we had just had our first case in January, and we were already leading the world.
America, you can't hold us down, baby. That's what I'm talking about, baby. We stay we number one, baby. That's how you do. When you American, you win. That's it.
Number one infection case sounds like a lose. You got number one infections.
If you ain't first, you lost.
That's true.
That's what Ricky Bobby told me. Ricky Bobby told me that. Never. Yeah.
Also, oh my God.
Hey, put the effect on my voice out that part too.
Oh my God. Okay. Anyways, so then also we had the man like Freddie was just saying, the man who in Tennessee who had the 17,700 bottles of hand sanitizer.
That was in Tennessee?
He get busted. Yep, it was in Tennessee.
Wow.
He bought up all the hand sanitizer in the state, and I think some in southern Kentucky as well.
Yep. He was in Knoxville, I think.
Wasn't there a guy in California that did that as well, who ended up getting he ended up having
I'm sure.
He was trying to sell it online. They called him
up. I think so, but the one that I never heard about until I did the research was the man in North Carolina who bought not man, but I think it was a couple of men who bought 9 tons of toilet paper.
And Freddie be over there talking about me with toilet paper. I just had 3 packs. I just had 3 packs, Freddie. Come on.
They flipping toilet paper though. You gotta really think about like 9 tons because it's not saying he got 900 packs. 9 tons is just weight. Like, and toilet paper ain't heavy. Like, how much toilet paper that is? That's crazy.
And what was he just selling? He was flipping it, or was just like he was storing it?
They got busted. I don't remember seeing.
But
that
wait a minute. Now is it illegal to do that? Is it illegal to flip toilet paper?
Yes.
Well, it's not illegal, but it's when you're in the middle of an emergency. Like even sometimes.
When you're in an emergency, it's shunned upon. No, because
it's illegal. It's illegal.
Oh, it is.
That happens. Like I don't know. Have you ever seen some of the stories like when there's like hurricanes going on and like they're trying to like jack the price of gas up or jack the price of water up?
Right. Well, I'm saying if he was just reselling it,
that's illegal.
It's illegal. Well, I do know we
it's
had
called price gouging.
We did have
price gouging.
Well, no, right. If you price gouging, it's different. But like if I bought like at $10 and I'm selling it back to you like for $12, that's still price gouging.
No, because the thing is, you selling it for higher, but you took all the supply.
Right.
So it's like the same thing. Like you know how some stores, if something is if it's highly sought after, they'll put a limit 1, limit 2. Mm-hmm. That's why they do that, because it's illegal. It's like some weird law. Like you got to look it up. I don't know the actual name of it, but it's like some weird law because it's designed to prevent pandemonium.
No, see, I just look up. Price gouging is when you're selling something for an unconscionably excessive price. That's what it is.
What you said is not price gouging.
But like the guy in California, if you look it up, I think the guy in California was doing the price gouging. He was like, if it was $10, he was selling it for $25. That's excessive.
Was too.
Oh, well, there you go. There you go. Because you know your boy up here in New York who got caught with the mask, the Jewish guy. He got caught with all them N95 masks. The dude had his whole apartment full with N95 boxes. There was a whole video went viral with the FBI taking the boxes out of his, and the boxes just kept coming. Like they had like a line of people passing boxes. They caught him, and but the reason why that was illegal was because they changed the policy specifically, and they said if you have any of it, if you do not give it back, we're gonna come and get it. So they let you know, like you had an opportunity to turn this back in.
I want to make a correction too. Sorry, the guys in North Carolina stole 9 tons of toilet paper.
Oh, well, that's illegal. Yeah, then you go to jail. Yeah,
that's illegal.
That's illegal.
So I forgot.
That makes sense.
Yeah, y'all got to work with me here. It's a lot of stuff. It's a whole lot of stuff.
No, sorry. That's all right. No, that makes.
I want to make correction. I want to make correction. The guys in North Carolina, they actually killed some people and then stole it. So that is illegal.
And let me add to your corrections, Ms. Poirot. The Attorney General has the authority to prosecute any business that engages in price gouging, specifically after a disaster has been declared by the governor or the president. So in this case, what Freddie B was saying is sort of true. Once they declared this a national emergency, at that point you ain't buying up the tissue 9 tons and in this case stealing the tissue, and they was illegal anyway. But you know what I mean? Like you can't be doing that. Like you can't be price gouge. So don't price gouge people now. Do what I did, survival tactics. But don't like go buy the whole store. That don't make no sense.
Put your drawers in plastic and
yeah.
So
your stuff don't get wet. Hey, don't you like clean underwear? You don't want your stuff soggy when you put it on your balls, do you? That's just all I'm saying.
I just all my women, they can't say the same thing. So yeah.
I mean, but listen, if you put some wet, if a woman I don't think that's good. That's bad pH. That's got to be bad pH. Ms. Moreau, Ms. Moreau, we got to ask Ms. Moreau. What? You put some wet.
It'll give you a yeast infection.
That's what I'm saying. You be all messed up.
I'm saying, but if she
smell like a loaf of bread.
Well, I'm saying if her drawers getting wet because of her, but by something I did, that's what the things I have to deal with in my life. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, listen, they always talk about me taking it there, and he just went off the cliff. Meanwhile, back on the wretch. What else we got in COVID, Miss Monroe?
Right, because that was just up until March. So April.
The yeast infections was in March. Oh, no.
Anyways, by April, global total deaths from the coronavirus was 200,000. In May, U.S. death toll had topped 100,000.
Wow.
So we were already pretty much half, even though we were like the last to get it. Trump's genius self decided to withdraw the U.S. from the World Health Organization.
Yeah, the WHO. We're not talking about the band.
Then in the most fortunate irony in the world, Herman Cain died of COVID. 2 weeks after going to a Trump rally with no mask on. And then miraculously tweeted from the dead.
I was wondering how he did that. I guess go do it.
It's still a mystery.
Look, this mug start coughing. He over there playing with your throat. Herman Cain from the grave.
Right. Damn.
Look at him. Herman Cain is on her ass, boy. Man. He on Miss Monroe. He
you about to talk about me.
You know what? On my little Throwback Thursday little videos I was doing at that time, I did make fun of him.
Yeah, he said, I got your ass.
He might be hot by ass.
You got too many feelings about this. I got your ass.
Right. And he tickling her throat.
Okay. Messing with your tonsils over there. Now, how you feel about that?
Oh, you know what?
No,
stop it. No. Oh my God, here we go.
Anyways,
the first trials of the the COVID vaccine started in July also as well. And then the most unforgettable moment outside of all those moments was Dr. Stella Emanuel from the Frontline Doctors, who y'all remember seeing on the what was the steps of the house talking about the hydroxychloroquine. This is also the same doctor that we later found out that she believed the alien DNA was being used in medicine.
But this is crazy. This is when we also found out that just because their name they had those 2 designated letters in front of their name, that don't necessarily mean they know more or they that more smarter.
Man, what you said?
You got
like,
doctor in front of your name. I'm
crazy.
starting to not trust. I'm starting to realize doctors is just not. They just passed a bunch of classes. You know what I mean? That's what they did. They stayed in school long enough and passed classes because I can't trust all.
As somebody who was friends with somebody who went through Meharry and just like hearing stories about them, it was like these people are really stupid. Stuff they did. It was like, I mean, somebody's gonna let you be a doctor.
Right. I mean, but the thing is people like to bring up like, oh, that's a doctor when it fits they narrative. You know, you got Dr. Fauci. He say something. It's like, well, he a doctor. I'm gonna listen to the doctor. But at the end of the day. Like what Thomas just said, these are people who took more classes than you, and they passed them, and they wrote like papers and dissertations
and had presentations and
that's it.
Evaluations and situations that the situations.
A lot of doctors don't have common sense. They can like reason and do stuff. They can just operate off scholastic ability. Like I need something like. It's like, no, put 2 and 2 together. They can't do that.
Exactly. So, and that's why most doctors have entanglements. Okay, I'll get to that later. That'll be in a 2021 episode. Keep going.
Okay, then in October, Trump tested positive for COVID.
Bam! Got his ass. That's what he get for talking all that shit.
Man, right? And then, let's see, the beginning of this month, not the beginning of this month, but like middle of this month, we had the first vaccine given. Mm-hmm. There was also the same week that we reached 300,000 deaths.
Yikes.
And then now, as of today, what's today? The 22nd? December 22nd?
No, it's the 23rd.
23rd. As now
COVID just don't mess that time all up.
Man,
whose time ain't it messed up? But y'all about to be fucked up by this last part.
Right,
2020 ain't already been bad enough. I don't know if y'all heard last week that they found a new strain of COVID in the UK.
The B1113, right?
As of today, researchers think that there are already 100 people who have it in America.
Oh, not the B2K. They got the B2K?
That's supposed to be more contagious.
Yeah, 21 times or something like that. This is why I'm not a health doctor, by the way. My spoken word is not health advice for all y'all out there. Just want you to know, I'm just having fun.
But it's not more deadly. The articles I read says it's not more deadly.
No, it's the same. It gives you the same symptoms, right? You get the same. You go through the same stuff. It's just more contagious in the sense that it has now evolved to like, oh, y'all gonna wear masks? Oh, y'all gonna wear masks? Okay, we gonna get y'all. We got something for that mask shit.
Like that mutation, that means that it adapted. So it's like it's not surprising.
Well, I got the world numbers. The world from the World Health Organization, they have a dashboard, and to date, it's been 76 million, almost 77 million, 76,858,000, so it's almost 77 million confirmed cases, and they're saying is known deaths by COVID. So these are deaths that they know by COVID. There may be others. Is 1.7 million deaths by COVID. And like you were saying, Miss Monroe, in America, where we at
323,000.
That's way more than the flu. People always like the flu, man. The flu ain't even close to that.
Booming and bunking, boy. That COVID ain't playing with it, man. But I do want to say, right, got a twin that's wreaking havoc. But I think some of y'all owe Trump an apology because he said the vaccine was coming during the election, and y'all thought he was just saying that just to win, and then a month later, they giving it out.
Yeah,
he getting it.
Oh, I ain't never say that.
Yeah, he got the vaccine.
Being how business-minded
Miss Monroe.
No. Given how business-minded Trump is, I always figured to try to put a vaccine out. Him and his little friends. Oh yeah, I figured they probably putting all type of money behind
him and
that.
His little friends.
So him and his little friends.
You think it was a stock puller? They would get some money out the stocks.
Yeah. I've been wondering different angles the whole time because it didn't make sense to me how much he downplayed the virus at first. And it was almost like, do they want people to get sick so they can create something, you know what I'm saying? To fix this problem. Like that's how you make money. You find a way to fix a problem.
Conspiracy
theory. Because I just didn't understand that.
Okay.
I'm kind of.
Are we going into conspiracy theory section?
No. What we're going to do is we're going to go into sports. What happened in sports this year? I know sports was big.
I mean, yeah, sports was big. I think probably just about everything is going to be somewhere in the COVID universe, and it was sports. COVID kind of just destroyed that from March Madness to the NBA season. NBA had to go into a bubble. The baseball season having to be restarted, and then they had to negotiate between the owners and the players on when they were going to start the season, how many games they were going to play, how much money they was going to get paid. With every sports league, you got a collective bargaining agreement, a CBA, and that's the agreement basically between the owners and the players, because they're on different sides as far as revenue and revenue sharing and contracts and how many games you're going to play. Because the owners they'll have the players play 50 million games for free if they can. You know what I mean? The players would want to play one game for their whole contract if they could. You know what I mean? So you got those two opposites, but they got to agree somewhere. But, I mean, I think the NBA bubble probably was just super big based on everything that happened, because they went into Orlando and they had to just be there for like months. And then I think towards the end, they finally let them bring their families in, and some people got kicked out off teams because they sneaking girls in. And then you had all the racial stuff coming. Yep. I think who got somebody ordered wings or something and didn't wear masks.
Oh, you talking about for the bubble in the NBA bubble? Yeah.
That was about to do. They went to the strip club. What was the name again? Cause you mentioned it before.
He went to strip club. That was before the season got started, all right? He got in trouble before the season.
She talking about Lou Willville. Yeah. He went to he wasn't in the bubble yet.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Right,
no, it was something.
I thought
it was something where he left. He wasn't in the bubble when he went to he was outside the bubble.
Right.
And he was supposed to come to the bubble, but then he went to the strip club. But then the fact that he went to the strip club, then they had to when he went, he had to quarantine for extra days, and he couldn't play as soon as he could have played if he hadn't went to the strip club.
Got you.
Basically. So and then you had the whole racial thing come down to where the Bucks, they decided like, okay, we're not gonna play, and then they had to postpone games.
Was that after the George Floyd or Breonna Taylor incidents? I mean, well, Breonna Taylor incident technically took place before George Floyd, but I think her protest really blew up well after George Floyd.
I mean, like, because the protest kicked off after George Floyd, and it just kept going. You know, because like it was like a perfect storm because COVID, so you didn't have to work, so people just protested, and I think the bubble, that thing happened. I think that happened when I think it was when Breonna Taylor, they said that the officers wasn't gonna face any reprimands.
Right, and I think that's when her stick bubbled up. Yeah,
I think that's what it was. A lot of other sports leagues stood in solidarity. Like I think soccer, they decided to cancel all their games. They wasn't gonna play. So that was big in the bubble. And then sports, probably the biggest sports thing is, I guess it's tied in also to our in memoriam, the people that passed these years. You know, Kobe. The Black Mamba, he passed end of January, so that was like crazy. I remember I woke up and then I saw a text from my guy Casey. He was like, "Yo, Kobe died," and I was like, "What?" Like,
That's
I saw it. I was like, "What? Kobe?"
Yeah, that was crazy.
Nobody would have expected that either. Nobody would have expected that.
So out of left field.
And the fact that it was from the helicopter, low visibility, thought he was climbing, really he was diving. You know, he thought he was going up, he was going down.
Yeah, because he was like in a fog or something.
He was in, very foggy, yeah. Mm-hmm. But, you know, it's been a wild year for politics, too. It's been a wild year for politics. You know, I mean, as you all may or may not know, here in America, we had an election. And with an election comes what? A campaign. But before we get to the campaign, we had to have what? A primaries. I'm going to stop asking y'all questions because y'all ain't got the answer. Let me just go ahead and just tell you what happened.
You ain't got the answers, Sway.
Oh man, I remember that part. Man, Kanye was 2018 when that happened, right? Was it 2017?
I think it was longer than that.
You know, time fly by. I feel like it was yesterday, but then like, no, nigga, that was 2011.
It's been 20 years and it's 1 year anyways.
Yeah, we have lived a lifetime in 1 year. I just want to let everybody, a lot of people, his kids that was born this year gonna be mature as hell next year. Trust me. Watch. Wait, you just wait and see.
Nah, you know, all these kindergarten, first and second and third graders, they gonna be the mature ones. Them niggas got to do first grade online, and they got to schedule their own. Them niggas in college already.
All right, that's what I'm saying. Schedule your class.
I got class at 7, Mom. Mom, did you make breakfast? I got class. I gotta go. I gotta go to work. Like, nigga, you in the first grade? That's something.
Well, you know, as you all know, we had the Democratic primaries earlier in the year, and I'll just cut to the chase. We all know that Joe Biden came out the victor, but part of the primaries, I always want to remind people, you know, to remember that when you're looking at this politics, you're looking at where we are right now, you always got to remember a little bit of where we came from. And when we came up, we had Bernie, who was really in the lead of the primaries.
My man Bernie.
He was really leading the primaries.
Y'all played my man Bernie, man.
Yeah, he was really leading the primaries. And you had Kamala Harris, who was a candidate for president at one point in time, right? I know y'all know her as the vice president-elect today, but we had her as a candidate for president who had direct opposition with Joe Biden. And how ironic we have come so far down this chain. So she had the competition with Joe Biden. Basically, the biggest part of the debate that was one of the highlights was when she talked about being a little girl on a bus, affected by some of the legislation and things that were passed back to restrict her. And as you know, Joe Biden, one of Joe Biden's biggest adversities during that was dealing with the 94 crime bill. And so, and so that is one of the things that kind of was a stain on Joe Biden's shoulder, and he was kind of dealing with that throughout the primaries. And so Bernie, who had a very progressive, plan, and he had what we feel like more people's interest in mind, was really leading the pack until Jim Clyburn came in South Carolina and supported Joe Biden in the primaries. And when they started doing the primaries, the voting. Joe Biden took South Carolina, and that was all she wrote after that. It just became a wave of Joe to the fact that, that Bernie ended up stepping down out of the race. And, Joe Biden became the Democratic nominee. And so, fast forward through all the pandemonium of him going silent, because, Joe Biden was silent for like, I think, month and a half almost. We really didn't hear from him. But what it was is that it was kind of, I think the Democrats were taking that play out of a book, just let their enemy just eat themselves up, because Trump was just mishandling the virus that Ms. Burrow was just telling us about. He was mishandling the virus from a political standpoint, and they were just letting him just like eat himself alive, basically. And so Joe Biden went silent. Now, was that the right thing to do? I don't know. But what ended up happening is it culminated on him starting to come back in the media and talk more about what he would do. And then they finally had the debates, which we covered on this very show a little bit earlier in the year. And it ended up ultimately winning the election. But he won the election, I think, partly because he brought back Kamala Harris, one of the people who were avidly against him in the primaries, on his ticket, a black and Asian American woman, Indian American woman, if you want to be specific. And he brought that promise of having a female of color, or person of color, as a running mate, and he delivered on it. So I think that's part of what helped him take it. But also, it wasn't just an easy ride. Like, it wasn't like a clear victory. I mean, it took us 4 days to find out that he actually won, because everybody was still counting votes, and
stressful. That was real stressful.
It was a stressful time for a lot of people in America, but he ended up winning with over 80 million votes to Trump's 70-something million. So I just want to bring that to light, like, just so y'all know, like, there's a realization that we're still divided as a country on a lot of things. So that is the result of the election. But I want to say the big win for 2020 is going to be for all my sisters out there, soul sisters, black women, black and Asian women, the AKAs, the Greeks, the HBCUs. That's a big win by having Kamala Harris as vice president-elect, the first woman, not just black woman, but the first woman to be in the vice president position. Okay? And with that first comes another odd first. Because now we're going to have the first gentleman. Doug Emhoff, her husband. A white man. Dang, a white man wins again. Do you still think, Freddie B, your bold prediction is going to hold firm that you made in the earlier episodes of the Too Many Feelings podcast? Do you remember? Do you remember your bold prediction?
Your bold prediction. Yeah.
Of course, I remember.
Remind the people of your bold prediction.
Kamala 2024. Kamala Harris versus Candace. What's her last name?
Owens.
Candace Owens. She gonna run. She gonna be the Republican nominee. Kamala, obviously, Biden gonna step down and she gonna step up and she gonna be the nominee. And it's gonna be two black women gonna run against each other.
All right, so Freddie B's doubling down.
One of them gonna be our first female.
All right, so Freddie B's doubling down. So this is the second time he said it. So we gonna roll with it. Put your money up. Put your money out there, taking the bets. Let's go.
Bold prediction, baby. Bold prediction.
There it is.
Wait, does anybody else have any bold predictions?
For the presidency, I kind of the thing I agree with you on with Joe Biden is that this is his run. Like if he makes it through these 4 years, because God forbid if he happen, I want him to make it through these 4 years.
I was thinking the same thing. I didn't want to say it.
If he makes it through these 4 years, I think this is his run. I think his legacy is insane because he was vice president for 2 terms and he was president. Now, if he decides to go president for 2 terms, he may get an award for that. There may be some kind of never been done type thing, So I don't know if he goes for 2 terms. That may be a new record, but I think his run is done. I think he's what Joe Biden is he is a slightly better answer than Trump. That's all he is. He is. Yep. We gotta do better than Trump. Trump is. This is all we had. We didn't have nothing else to go with, so we gotta do better than Trump.
I think it's funny you said that because I think that's why some people probably voted for Trump. They voted for Trump, not that I want Trump. It's just that I don't want Biden. Just same thing with when Hillary ran. They're like, I don't want Hillary. So my only option is Trump. I think that's why some of them votes.
And some of the irony in this election with white women, voting for Trump so heavily, it's like he don't like y'all. Like he like the ones from overseas. He like Russian, pretty much. Melania. You see what he's doing. So like what are y'all tripping on?
Them Russian women ain't bad though.
No, I'm not saying they bad. I'm just saying these women that vote for him. I just never could compute that. Like I just don't understand what in his policy is for you. Now, maybe your husband, your husband, maybe hillbilly, countryside type husband, may have something that he needs from Trump. Mind you, I don't know anything that Trump did for you guys while he was in office, all 4 years. You can't tell me a single law. Like I challenge you, put it on my post. Give me one law he passed that helped you.
That's the hatred for black people.
Yeah,
that's how people will hate black people. It don't matter. It's like that saying, "Cut your nose off to spite your face."
Yeah.
That's basically what it is. Like it will cut their own nose off and bleeding, about to die. But be like, you nigger, you won't make it. As they just lose their life.
I ain't either, but you won't make it.
Right. Yeah. Like I might have a chance to make it, but you definitely not gonna make it because you are actually dying and you're gonna die soon. Yeah. I'll still be alive. But that's that mentality.
Mm-hmm. Freddie B. Back to you. What's happened this year in celebrities? And I say this last because there's so much celebrity stuff. I know it was overwhelming looking this up, but just give us a little bit of what you got.
I mean, well, I guess I touched on Kobe passing, but the immemorials, you got Debo, Zeus, Tommy Lister. Yeah, he passed here recently. Pop Smoke, he passed earlier this year. You know what I'm saying? He was coming up, representing the New York drill scene, and he was rising he was the figurehead of that. And
they played his album like every day.
You had Pop, and then the last one I'll say is Chadwick, Black Panther, Mr. Wakanda himself.
Man, our king, man, Wakanda forever. Rest in peace, man.
Right. And then Chadwick, the interesting part about Chadwick is the tweet that his Twitter account when they posted and announced it, that tweet ended up being the most liked tweet ever on Twitter, and it was the most retweeted organic tweet. You got 3 tweets that were retweeted more than that tweet, but those tweets had like prizes attached to it, like they've given away something or it had to be retweeted and this person will win this. That tweet was the most retweeted organic tweet ever and the most liked tweet. It beat out the old record holder was Ellen's selfie tweet with Bradley Cooper, and it was like I saw that and I was like, that's crazy, but it just shows because Chadwick he was dealing with stage 3 colon cancer. Since,
I think it was stage 4
2017. No,
I think he died at stage 4
this year. He died at stage 4. Okay,
he died at stage 4. Yeah, it became stage 4 this year, and then he passed this year. But he was diagnosed with stage 3 I think 2-3 years ago. So he had filmed Black Panther, all these different movies with stage 3 colon cancer, and then people start thinking back when that picture came out this year, him looking gaunt and skinny. People start making fun of him, but then people like, oh, maybe
you gotta be careful. He makes fun of him
for another movie. Yeah, I mean, but thing I will say is it's like you look at the genuineness of it, like because you had 50 did that movie back in the day. I forgot the name of the movie where he lost all that weight and he looked real skinny and gaunt, and But he was filming the movie, so people thought the same thing with him. And then the same thing with Denzel. He was at that boxing match. I think he had just a mustache. He's like an old man. People made fun of him, but I think it was some movie he was doing. So when you're an actor, it's kind of hard to know, And I think people that made fun of him was making jokes about it. They didn't know. You know what I mean? Some stuff you don't know, and you might poke fun at somebody, but it's all in love, and then you find out. It's like, oh damn, my fault. I didn't know. You know what I mean? So, but I mean, it's still messed up. But at the end of the day, it's double salute to Chadwick. I mean, like who like, I mean, I think myself, like I got stage 3 colon cancer. Would I be able to do Black Panther of all movies?
Oh, and I heard Ma Rainey, the newest movie he has that's out. I heard he laid it all on the table in that movie as well. And that's the last film he did before he passed. And people were like, they had no idea. They were working with him, like, they had no idea. You know what I'm saying? So that's that. I mean, that he gave everything to his characters. I mean, he's literally his whole soul. And he was an avid.
It says a lot about him.
He was an avid. I don't know what the word is. He gave back. He gave his time back.
For philanthropist.
Yeah, he was philanthropist, but he actually gave his time. Like he was go to the hospital and visit kids.
That's important. And last but not least, the Last Dance documentary, like that was amazing.
Yeah,
just chronicling the last year of the Bulls and Jordan. So many memes have come from this documentary. Like it just shows like Jordan's impact. Like Jordan is just, I don't know if anybody can get to his level ever again because of social media. I think social media won't let somebody get to his mystique and his level.
So you think LeBron James is gonna have a shot at the Michael Jordan title?
To be the GOAT, like no, I don't. I think like because he may win again this year and get 5 rings, and I think with that being said, I think he gets his 5th ring, he'll be really close. Then you'd be splitting hairs as far as the GOAT conversation in basketball, but overall cultural impact to where like LeBron lives where Jordan is now. Like Jordan ain't played basketball in almost 20 years.
Wow.
Shoes still #1 selling. They just dropped this documentary that memes, like everybody, it's people using memes who never seen Jordan play, but you know who he is and you know the deal with Jordan. LeBron, I mean, it remains to be seen, but I just don't know. Because I think social media pulls the curtain back. Like Wizard of Oz, and you pull the curtain back, you see the wizard back there, like, nigga, you the wizard? You the one I've been doing all this? Get your weak ass on somewhere. But I think social media pulled the curtain back. Like, because he played not during a social media era. So it was like you had to wait to hear anything about it, watch the game, and so much mystique there. So I think just the times it's just passed it by. Like I don't think nobody gonna reach that mystique.
Well, look, it seems we have way too many feelings. I mean, way too many feelings.
Way too many.
About 2020, Time Magazine has a cover with 2020 on it and a big red X over it. That's how many feelings we got about it. You know what I mean? Because this year,
right?
I don't even know if we want to even write this in history books. If you leave any year out the history book, it's got to be this one because this was just too much. This is just too much. Listen, all you guys out there who've been listening to us through the COVID, through the end of this year, we thank y'all for coming along on this ride. It has been an awesome ride on the TMF podcast. And it is also one of our co-hosts last show, Miss Monroe. Do that sound like crowd noise? Do it?
No, it sounds like your breath is hot.
Selfish, man. I'm trying to give you this put up over here. So listen,
I got you. I appreciate it.
For the last time, I want y'all to send us a message and send her a shout out because she came along to ride with us. I think it's 15, 16 episodes, 17 episodes, 17 episodes. When our next one drops, you'll see the 17. But this one is the last one she's recording with us, and so I want to make sure that we go out. our way and extend our hand to say, good luck to you and your future. And listen, I'm glad you made it out of. Well, let me. Okay, we made it out of 2020 from when it comes to the TMF podcast. How about that? You know what I mean? Because we got a few more days left in 2020. You know what I'm saying? So I'm praying for this.
I'm gonna claim it. I'm making it to 2021.
You're gonna make it to 2021. So you're gonna be on.
The murder hornets.
Right. You never know. Shoot, they got too many feelings too. Because they come out of hibernation in the spring, right? So yeah. So the murder hornets, something, anything could have got you, but God kept you and you lasted through. And so we want to make sure that whatever you go, you go on to, that you do great in it. I just want to say thank you for your contribution on the TMF podcast, and anything you want to say to the people. I mean, I'm gonna do the outro, but I want you to go ahead and if you got anything for the people you want to say.
No, I really don't have anything. I hope that people continue to listen and support you all as I will. So yeah. Right. Freddie B, you want to say anything to your co-host for the last time?
No. I mean, all I want to say is that I just hope everybody continue to support her and check her stuff out. You know what I mean? Because I will.
Yeah. So Miss Monroe, why don't you let us know where we can find you on the mic?
On the mic.
Whoa.
What do you mean?
I mean, I listen. I didn't mean it like that, but we going.
I didn't mean it like that.
I didn't know y'all be riding the mic.
That was it was Fred. I didn't know. I'm sorry. I thought you meant like what I'm going.
I just wanted to get you. I was just looking for your social media handles. I just want you to.
I'm so sorry. I didn't know.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I didn't know where it was going. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't know where it was going.
Oh man, see,
this is definitely a true TMF send off.
It's only right.
But no, you can find me on Instagram, OH_MUNROE.
Okay, so y'all heard it right there. So listen, it seems we have way too many feelings today, and we're gonna have more feelings for y'all in 2021 when we come back with our season 2 episodes fresh and new, and we look forward to everyone who's listening to this last roundup. I want to make sure y'all all make it over, so we're hopeful for everybody to make it to 2021 so they can hear us in the new year. Send us a message. Our handles are in the description below, and let us know how you feel about 2020. Did you meet your goals? I hope you did. I really did. Because I know it was hard. But maybe in 2021 you can set some new ones. I mean, it's like a redo. It's always a refresh, right? This has been a good one. This has been a good season. This has been a good run. I've been here with
the lovely and amazing Miss Monroe for the last time.
And she ain't lying about that. And who else we got?
She made me Freddie B checking in one time, and I'm in the building.
And it's cold outside, like I said. So if you're in the building, you should be warm. So if he's in the building, I'm glad you got a roof over your head. Praise God for that. That's all I'm gonna say. And I'm yours truly, T Staples. And make sure you catch us next year when we have too many feelings.
Peace.